What is up, everybody, and welcome to FLW Videos. Over the past 24 hours, we have received some insane information for Pokemon Go, whether we're talking about the special research with Jirachi or the Ultra bonus where we could get a shiny Mewtwo with Side Strike. There's just so much going on, and I wanted to go ahead and give you kind of a brief plan as to what I plan on covering and kind of when. So as far as the Ultra bonus is concerned, it will start in September, and it will be a 3-week event, if you want to call it that. I'll be taking it week by week. Once we get a little bit closer to it, we'll get more information, so I'll be able to provide that. But what I wanted to focus on today specifically was the Jirachi special research task, talking about the best way to get them done, giving you some tips so you don't get stuck, and then of course doing them as efficiently and painlessly as possible. If you do enjoy this video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the video. I'm so excited to get into today's video. I do think that this special research is going to be beneficial for everyone. Even if you already have a Jirachi, there's going to be a lot of great rewards. And for those of you who do not have one, this is clearly going to be the best way for you to be able to get one. But you're also going to get a ton of great rewards. So let's go ahead and walk through this step by step. When we take a look at step number 1, catching 25 Pokemon, you're just going to have to get out there and do that, right? Spinning 10 Pokestops or gyms, just gonna have to get out there and do that. Making 3 friends. Now, there's gonna be something that you can do with this. A lot of people don't know that you can remove a friend and then add them right back. You do not lose any type of friendship, anything like that. I actually reached out to a couple of YouTubers behind the scenes, said, hey, just deleted you, add me back. Added them back, we were right back at our regular friendship, but it does trigger a new friend in Pokemon Go, so you don't necessarily have to worry about adding a new person. You just have to re-add someone if you don't go out publicly or want to add strangers or anything like that. I just wanted to point that out. But this is something that you will need to focus on, and that's going to be the reward of a Phoebus. So this is going to come later, where you are going to have to actually walk one as a buddy. We'll be talking about that a little bit later, but I wanted to mention this now. If you do not have very many of them, this would be a really good time to hold on to it. That way you can guarantee that you have one to be able to walk, because you are going to have to walk far. Okay, so speaking of that, we're going to move on to step number 2. We're going to have to catch 3 Wishmer. I would say Wishmer is pretty common, so you'll just have to get out there and do it. Try to beat the Water Festival spawns, because it's really going to nerf it if you don't do that. That's going to start August 23rd through August 30th. Up next, we've got Evolving a Phoebus. Now, this is a little bit of a tricky one, because it's going to be 20 kilometers to be able to evolve up to a Milotic. At the same time, though, if you wait for the water event, the distance will get cut in half. So you only have to go 10 kilometers. But to be honest, all you have to do is just get a sock out, put your phone in it, make sure Adventure Sync is on, and just shake that thing. I've made so many videos about that, but to be honest, this one won't be that big of a deal. And then the next one is earn a gold Hoenn badge. So in this case specifically, that's going to be Generation 3. You're going to have 90 of those Pokemon, so maybe you have one that you've been holding on to for a long period of time. Maybe it's time to go ahead and evolve it, try to get some new Pokédex entries. We've already had all of the Community Day exclusive moves from Generation 3, so you don't necessarily have to worry about that entirely. I would say go ahead and evolve it, that way you can make sure that you get the gold. For step number 3, we've already briefly talked about it, but we have taking a snapshot of Loudred. So because Wishmer evolves into it, maybe hold on to one, maybe go ahead and evolve it, and then have it ready to take a snapshot. The worst thing you can do is just transfer it, and then you end up being stuck trying to find one. That could be a very big time waste, so I would highly recommend you to hold on to it from the previous step. Then we've got make 3 great throws in a row. Try it on a Pokemon really close up, try it on a raid boss. I think that those are going to be the 2 main ways to do it. And then we've got earn 3 candies while walking with your buddy. If you manage to do this during the water event, from August 23rd to August 30th, what will end up happening is the buddy distance gets cut in half for any water type Pokemon. So maybe think about walking one of the Magikarp family, one of the Whelmer family. It will only be 0.5 kilometers per candy, and since you have to get 3, that will be 1.5 kilometers. That's the lowest that you will be able to do to complete it at this point in time. And then check out the rewards. Easily the best rewards that I've seen throughout it so far. We've got 20 silver Pineapple, a couple of those star pieces, and then of course some Stardust. We all love Stardust, so I wanted to point that out. Very excited about that one in particular. When we move on to step number 4, this is where a little strategy is going to come into play, because we have to catch 50 psychic or steel type Pokemon in this case. For those of you out there who want to get a little bit of a boost, I would recommend you to open up the mystery box, which will give you a pretty much a guarantee set of spawns related to Meltan. Because Meltan is steel type, it will contribute to this. So keep that in mind, but just make sure that you wait until you get to this step, because you don't want to get stuck on some type of cooldown or something like that and then not be able to get them, and then you know, maybe get kind of spawn nerf, for example, like during the water event. You want to get as many of these as you possibly can. I might open up a mystery box. I haven't done that in a while, but I think for this one in particular, it would make a lot of sense. Up next, we've got powering up a Pokemon 10 times. You can go about this 2 ways. One, you can go about this a super cheap route where you can try to power up some level 1 Pokemon that you caught in the wild. It's only going to be 200 Stardust. If you get it lucky, it'll be 100 Stardust per power up. It's not going to be that big of an investment. Or you can look at it the other way and just say, you know what? I've got Pokemon A, B, and C where I've got them at level 28. Let me go ahead and power them up to level 30. Just make sure that you are powering up something that you want to power up and that is meaningful, or you're doing those level 1 Pokemon. Don't just randomly do it and throw away that Stardust. Stardust is definitely precious. Up next, we've got send 10 gifts to friends. That's just going to be a simple, straightforward one. As far as the rewards are concerned, definitely liking this. Anytime you see a charge TM, I'm personally very excited about that one, but we also get a free premium raid pass as well. Moving into step number 5, we are going to see a lot of battle related tasks. So let's go ahead and walk through it. So the first thing that we have to do is take a look at battling the team leader. If you've never done this before, you go to the bottom right where the white bar is, where you typically see Pokemon. Click on that, go over to battle, and then once you do that, just click on one of the team leaders and then get in there and do some battling. You just have to battle them. You don't necessarily have to win, so just kind of keep that in the back of your mind. But then up next, we've got win against another trainer 7 times. That does not mean just battle, that means win against somebody. You can go ahead and battle maybe a friend, maybe a family member, maybe an alt account, I don't know. Do something like that, or if you want to do it remotely, they will have to be an ultra level friend or higher. Just keep that in mind, but it says you have to win, so if you're battling with someone else, maybe trade off or something like that, or just, you know, make sure that you know what the actual task is and just know it's just not battling, it's actually winning instead. But speaking of winning, you're also going to have to win 5 raids. It doesn't have to be a particular tier or anything like that. I've had a lot of people say, but I can't do legendaries by myself. You don't have to in this case. You can just do like a level 1, for example. And then who knows, maybe use one of your premium raid passes. If you end up with something like a Magikarp as a raid boss, I mean, you've got a chance of getting a shiny. I think that that could be a really fun one to do and a very easy one that many people can do. Hopefully you can solo a Magikarp. As far as the rewards are concerned, I'm liking this one, especially those rare candies. Anytime you get rare candy, I'm personally a big fan of it. And we end up seeing a boost in the Stardust as well, so that's definitely cool. Moving on to step number 6. We've got take 5 snapshots of a steel or psychic type Pokemon. Okay, cool. Well, I think that in this case, it's probably going to be different Pokemon, so just kind of keep that in mind. You're going to want to get a spread, but I mean, you just got to take snapshots of it. It should automatically pick it up, so that won't be a problem. And then we've got the Fabled. Make 3 excellent curveballs. Now, keep in mind, it's not in a row. Oh man, that would be exciting. It is not in a row. It's just make 3 excellent curveballs. I do have a tutorial video on that. It actually just reached over 1 million views. So if you are interested in throwing excellent curveballs, definitely check that out if you're worried about that. And then the last thing that we're going to have to do, this is just a bottleneck if you want to look at it that way, where we're going to have to spin a Pokestop 7 days in a row. So you're going to have to make sure that you carry your streak through. A lot of people are going to get to this fairly quickly, I think, but then once they get here, there's nothing you can really do about it. You're just going to have to simply wait it out, but make sure you do not miss a day. That is very important. As far as the rewards are concerned, oh man, I am so glad I did not buy anything from the shop in this case because of those star pieces. 10 star pieces, that is magnificent. Oh my gosh, I am so excited about that one. So ladies and gentlemen, we are on to step number 7, but this is kind of an interesting thing. If you remember, we talked about that 7-day streak, so technically no one has made it to this step. I've already done the Jirachi from the Pokemon Go Fest, so I think what will end up happening here is, they didn't put it on here, but we'll probably end up getting some candy along the way for Jirachi. I think that that's pretty much a given. As far as something else, who knows? Maybe it'll be a raid pass. Maybe it'll be like a charge team, something like that. I mean, but regardless, no one's like extremely worried about this because the 7th step usually just auto completes and you just simply get the rewards. But yeah, I'm so excited about this. Hopefully you did enjoy it. I want to know what your plans are for this special research. Do you plan on just knocking it out right away? Are you going to take your time? Are you interested in getting yourself a Jirachi? Let me know in the comments section below and I will see you next time. I wanted to take a brief moment to say thank you to the supporters on Patreon. If you have not checked out the page, I actually have a new tier that allows you to have direct access to me to be able to ask me for guidance and of course questions related to Pokemon Go. So if you are interested in that type of thing, definitely make sure to check out the Patreon page.